It is time now for the Peter Channel Evening News on this Sunday evening, August 28, 2016. Good evening, everybody. I am Peter Wiggins, and I your 5:10 p.m. news and on this Sunday evening. And the top story at 5:10 is Chicago, where police charged two brothers with a deep ties to a gang with a shooting and death of a cousin of Chicago Bulls star Dwayne Wade, officials said on Sunday. Donald Trump's top allies and strategists sought Sunday to further distance the presidential hopeful from his call last year for deportation force to expel the nations and submit 11 million immigrants in the country illegally. One of the victims that were killed in a Louisiana bus crash was Spencer Chauvin, the district fire chief of the St. John the Baptist Parish Office of Fire Services. A troubled parish informed on Sunday off the East Coast and could hit the ranks as a trouble storm by Tuesday, while separate system fractures part of the flood-ravaged Gulf Coast this week. Rebels, backed by the Turkey, made major gains Sunday in northern Syria, expelled Kurdish-led forces from the tens of villages as part of the determined campaign by Ankara to push the militants east of the Euphrates River. Germany's Vice Chancellor has warned the future that the EU could be in doubt if the UK's exit is handled badly. Sigmar Gabriel said that the EU will go down the drain if other states follow burdens laid in the UK cannot keep the nice things. Ascoli Piceno, Italy. Italy began the painful task bearing Saturday for a massive earthquake as aftershocks rattled the heart of the country, and then death toll climbed to 291. A man armed with a bomb and an axe attended a week after during the packed Sunday mass celebrated in Indonesia, but this bomb burst in flames whenever it exploded. Jerusalem. Benjamin Ben Elzer, a veteran Israeli politician and civil top government personnel, served as a British airborne that Sunday. Istanbul, two separate blasts in the Turkish-Kurdish-dominated southeast killed one Turkish soldier and wounded 8 others, and Kurdish militants launched a rocket-propelled grenade at a civilian airport, officials at the state-run news agency said. Melbourne. French shipbuilder plans a single instruction to prevent further publication of information contained in the 22,400 secret documents about submarines built in India. Berlin. Germany is expected to receive as many as 300,000 migrants this year, on the top of 1 million last year from the Middle East and Africa. Washington. Republican Vice President nominee Mike Pence insists Sunday that Donald Trump has been absolutely consistent on how he treats undocumented immigrants as part of his recent comments on the topic. Dallas, the day after 5 Dallas police officers were killed by a snap, the city's police chief described the men as guardians of democracy, praising them for protecting the freedom and to protect a large demonstration against police brutality. Yellowstone National Park in Wyoming. Tourist John Gleason crept photographs for small children close beyond an inch of bull elk with a antlers like the small trees in the edge of the meadow in Yellowstone National Park as visitor behavior display as U.S. Park Safety turns 100 years old. One infant college student was killed and another was injured by being stabbed during a large fight at the nearby Cornell University campus early Sunday, Ithaca, New York officials of both schools said. North Fort Yates, North Dakota. Native Americans from reservations across the U.S. joined the Standing Rock Sioux Troop and protested against a 1,100 mile, $3.8 billion four-state oil pipeline. Central bankers aren't retreating from them in the fight against low inflation, although they are worried that the launch of the first assault on the new fronts. While they are in charge of the vast bulk of the world's economy and delve deep into the weeds of the money markets and interest rates over the 3-day conference here, and emerged with a common plea to the colleagues in the rest of the government. Gresha, a Costa Rican Turcan widow, Upper Beacon has become the face of a new anti-abuse legislation. More than 25 million Americans have obstructive sleep apnea, a dangerous disorder that causes sufferers to briefly stop breathing while they sleep, sometimes many times each night. The European Society of Cardiology 2016 Congress started with a shock of the first trial presented in the first hotline session will change the way cardiologists think about implantable cardiovascular for better use in patients' heart disease. San Diego, a California church, has rejected a request by a physician from immediately suspended new state law allowing terminally ill people to end their lives. Donald Trump's campaign manager said Sunday he will soon be courting black voters more directly, scheduling events in front of the predominantly African-American audiences. Representative Nancy Pelosi, the House Minority Leader, outlined in an email with the fellow lawmakers that a study suggesting that the Democratic House majority might be within reach. Contests saw screaming match to the House caucus meeting Democratic leaders. President won at own the Exeter way, so controversy over Cayman Islands hedge fund and damaging the allegation about a candidate's ex-wife. In fact, the only nation politician Foursquare is in favor of a global trade and its latest multinational deal, the Trans-Pacific Partnership with TPP, is no one anyone could ever been seen in the world. Barack Obama. Alright. Looking at some local news. At 5:15, in Denham, Massachusetts, the trial of the Queensman charged with a fatal pension in Salvador and never been a now closed city bar has been pushed back more than 5 months as lawyers worked out several issues. A patriot ledger, witness restraint, motion filed recently prosecuted for returning for Paul Face that he off interested in some evidence issues while waiting on the DNA and autopsy reports. The 42-year-old Faye is charged with the murder of what is called and a provoked attack on the 42-year-old Keith Bourgeois and son of the bar, 2015. Bourgeois died 11 days later. Somerville, Massachusetts, on 40 days, a cyclist has been struck and killed by a commuter rail train in Somerville. Okay, take a look at New England alerts. In Southwest Massachusetts, 6 on fire. An initial mutual aid was requested from Northeastern Brookfield Fire Department at 6 o'clock. Moneybrook and Community Connected Department is among those continuing to provide support to the Stockbridge Fire Department. Peter Childers Times, now 5:16 on this Sunday evening, and it's time now for spot support. Tonight, the Boston Red Sox will be taking on the Kansas City Royals in Vanilla, 3-game series at Fenway Park, game time, 8:08 p.m. Alright, other Major League Baseball scores, bottom of the 4th, Chicago Cubs, Los Angeles Dodgers, no score in the bottom of the 4th, bottom of the 3rd, Arizona Diamondbacks, and the Cincinnati Reds, 5-2 in the bottom of the 3rd, bottom of the 4th, San Francisco Giants in the Atlanta Braves, 4-1 in bottom of the 4th, Texas Rangers on later the Cleveland Indians, 2-1 in bottom of the 7th, top of the 9th, it's Tampa Bay Rays leading Houston Astros, 10-4, Baltimore Orioles over the New York Yankees, 5-0, Toronto Blue Jays over the Minnesota Twins, 9-6, LA Angels shut out the Detroit Tigers, 5-0, Philadelphia Phillies over the New York Mets, 5-1, San Diego Padres, New York Miami Marlins, 5-1, Colorado Rockies over the Washington Nationals, 5-3, Chicago White Sox over the Seattle Mariners, 4-1, Pittsburgh Pirates over the Milwaukee Brewers, 3-1, and the Oakland Athletics over the St. Louis Cardinals, 7-4. Okay, NML Suckers action. The New England Revolution fall to the New York Red Bull, 1-0 in 7th minute. Seattle Sounders, Portland Timbers, no score in the 7th minute. And for the first time since 1964, New York has won the Little League World Series since the team from Saturday Night did it as a team from New York won Sunday's title game 2-1 over the team from Seoul, South Korea. Kansas City Chiefs Eric Berry says 1 year deal to practice on Monday. Springfield, basketball is a business, and a few players that failed and affected the business as strongly this offseason. The Boston Celtics guard R.J. Hunter is an possibly personal second-year player. Didn't get many minutes to prove it. Peter Childers Times, now 5:18 on this Sunday evening, and it's time now for a traffic and transit report. Let's study off the MBTA, where on a Fitchburg train 24/7, 3:30 p.m. bound operating 23 minutes behind schedule between Porter Square and Fitchburg due to early fatality. Fitchburg train 24:08, 3:48 p.m. inbound is canceled due to fatality in the line. Next inbound train is expected to depart Fitchburg at 6:18 p.m. But otherwise, all the MBTA commuter rail lines are looking good. And on the MBTA, subway, Mattapan, Trolley, Spritz, and Runaway is a disabled train in Ashmont. And on the ferries, they are looking good. Okay, let us take a look at the highways and byways of the 6-state New England region on this Sunday evening. Yes. Okay, let's study off. Highways and byways in New York City. Sligo, 95 in the southbound side, back to the Bridgeport to Norwalk. 95 in the northbound side, back to the Norwalk, then to Fairfield. 95 in the southbound side, back to the Old Saybrook out to New Haven. Merritt Parkway westbound side, it is backed up from Milford all the way to Norwalk. 95 in the southbound side, it's going to go from Old Saybrook down to New Haven. And 95 southbound side, back to 395 to 90 to Old Saybrook and the New London stretch. A4, both ends is backed up around the Waterbury stretch. A4, westbound side, south of Denbury and the New York border. 91 at the northbound side, back to Route 9 in Middletown, all the way at the A4, Harvard, Connecticut. A4, westbound side, back to 21 with the I-91 in downtown Harvard, Connecticut. Out in western Massachusetts, Mass Park eastbound side, backed up in Stratbridge to Beckett. 91 in southbound side, backed up at 391 in Chickadee to 57 in Agawam. Out in central Massachusetts, Mass Park in the eastbound side, backed up in Sturbridge, Charles, Mass Park eastbound side, backed up in the Middlebury stretch. Mass Park on the westbound side, backed up in Auburn down into the A4 in Sturbridge. 146 on the northbound side, it's backed up around 295 in Lincoln, Rhode Island. 78 on the westbound side, back to the westerly Rhode Island. Out in the Cape and the Islands. Route 6 on the westbound side. It is backed up around the Bristol stretch and then hit base again from after 130 center to the Sagamore Bridge. Route 28 on the northbound side. It is backed up around the Bourne Bridge. Bourne Bridge on the southbound side. 28 is backed up. 485 on the northbound side is backed up 105 in Middleburg all the way up to 44 in Middleburg. 24 on the northbound side back to 27 in Buckner. Arizona Boulevard in Avon. 24 southbound side is backed up around the Arizona Boulevard in Avon. Route 3 on the northbound side is backed up Hanover all the way out to Weymouth. Alright, Route 18. 298 eastbound side is backed up at 140 Shrewsbury. 495 is southbound side back to 62 in Hudson all the way to 495 in Marlborough. Westbound on both ends back to South Boston all the way to East Boston. Around Lower Airport, 93 the southbound side is backed around the Zachem Bridge in Boston. Route 1 on the southbound side is backed up from Peabody all the way out to Revere. 120 southbound side is backed up from Peabody all the way out to 93 in Reading. Route 3 in both 120 both ends back around the Burlington stretch around. Route 3, 495 on the southbound side is backed to Haverhill all the way out to Lawrence. 93 southbound side back to 293 Metro side to Derry, New Hampshire. 90 main turback back to Gunquit all the way out to Kittery. 95 southbound side is back to Portsmouth to Seabrook, New Hampshire, and then to Newburyport, Massachusetts. 93 to southbound side, it is back to Loudon to 89 and Concord, New Hampshire. 89 southbound side back around Bow, Maine, Bow, New Hampshire. But otherwise, highways and byways at Maine not looking good. 89 and 91 to southbound side backed up after the Canadian border up in upstate Vermont. 89 and the northbound side, it is backed up just before the Canadian border up northern Vermont. 89, it is backed up on both ends around the St. Albans stretch. 87 is backed up after around Route 11 in Champlain, New York, and on Route 59, the northbound side is backed up after the U.S. border up in southern Quebec headed towards Montreal. Out in Albany, New York State 3 and New York State 87 Albany, it's backed up, and the 3 is Sluggo around the United stretch, and also westbound side of the 3 is backed up before 290 in Buffalo. Peter Channel News Time is 5:22 on this Sunday evening, and it's time now for a weather report and the latest on the tropics. And the latest on Gaston, it's 150 miles past with moment northwest at 5 miles at center location, 30.8 in the north, 55.1 in the west. And the latest public advisory in Gaston, it's strength into the first major hurricane of the season. There are no coastwide warnings in effect, and 5 p.m. unless certain time, Hurricane Gaston was located near latitude 30.8 in the north, longitude 55.1 in the west, and Gaston is moving toward the northwest near 5 miles an hour, and a turn toward the north and then expected on Monday, followed by a turn toward the northeast and then the east-northeast with a sudden increase in force speed on Tuesday. Satellite image indicates that the maximum sustained winds have increased near 150 miles per higher gust. Gaston is Category 3 hurricane on the South Pacific hurricane wind scale. Little change expected to the forecast in the next 4 hours, and hurricane force winds at hours of 25 miles an hour from the center, and tropical force winds at hours up to 140 miles. That's been a minute center pressure, 962 millibars, 20.41 inches. And we got 2 more tropical depressions. Tropical depression 8. 7 gauge 31.8 in the north, 70.9 in the west. Most sustained winds at 35 miles an hour. Boom, west at 9 miles an hour. And the latest public advisory on tropical depression 8 depression moving westward, and there are no clouds doing warnings effect. Any song the outranks in North Carolina should monitor the progress of the depression, and tropical storm watch may be recorded for the public there tonight at 5 p.m. at Eastern Daylight Time. That's a third tropical depression. The 8 was located near latitude 31.8 in the north, longitude 70.9 on the west, and turning toward the west northwest, and is expected to be tonight, followed by a turn toward the west northwest, and a decrease in foreign speed on Monday, and a slow northwest wind motion on Tuesday. On the forecast track today, center of the cyclone will pass offshore of the North Carolina Outer Banks late Tuesday. Match the same with that near 35 miles an hour with higher gusts. Some rain is possible during the next couple of days, and the pressure could become a tropical storm on Monday. The latest minimum center pressure is reported by the Air Force Reserve Hurricane Hunter aircraft was 1,010 millibars, 20.83 inches. And tropical depression number 9. 23.7 in the north. 81.7 in the west, match the same with a 35 miles an hour movement west at 9 miles an hour. And the latest public advisory, new tropical pressure forms in the Florida states expected to move into the Gulf of Mexico. And there are no coast watches warnings affected at 5 p.m. The center of tropical depression 9 was located by a Norway AA Hurricane Hunter company latitude 23.7 north, longitude 81.7 in the west. Depression moving toward the west near 9 miles an hour, and this motion is expected to continue tonight. On the forecast, directed the depression will be moving away from Florida Keys and the Gulf of Mexico overnight and turn toward the west northward. The decrease in forward speed is expected Monday, followed by a turn toward the northwest on Tuesday. Maps the same without near 35 miles with our guest. Some strange forecast during the next 4 hours, and then the depression is forecast to become a 12 storm on Monday. Latest minimum temperature pressure is reported by the NOAA Hurricane Hunter aircraft was 1,009 millibars, and rainfall depression is expected to produce total rain accumulation of 1 to 4 inches over the 7 after the Florida Peninsula and the Florida Keys for Wednesday, and its maximum amounts of 6 inches of possible to the coastal areas in southern Florida and the Keys. This rainfall may cause from flash flooding and winds gusts tropical storm force wind is possible in the few squalls and a lower flow of Keys right tonight. And a weak area of low pressure is located in the new upper Texas coastal producing just not a shot in terms of activity over the northwest of Gulf of Mexico and adjacent coastal areas of southwest Louisiana and southeast Texas. Surface pressures remain high in the air, and the system's proximity land is expected to limit significant development while move slowly southwestward. During the next couple of days, for additional information on the rainfall associated with the system, please see product by New York Local and National Weather Service Office. Information chance for 4 hours. Low 10% information chance for 5 days. Low 10%. Alright. Close to home, it is beautiful, beautiful water area out here in Norton. If you got outdoor activities that you're taking, you picked a perfect day for it. Alright. 7-day forecast goes like this. For tonight, podcast got about 64 degrees. South at about 6 miles an hour. For Monday, it checks the sprinkles for 11 a.m. Then most of the got about 8 degrees. Southwest about 7 to 9 miles an hour. For Monday night, most clouds got about the gradual coming close got about 58 degrees. North for about 8 miles an hour. For Tuesday, Saturday, to podcast got about 82 to about 60 degrees. Light variable wind to the southwest wind 3 to 5 miles an hour. Wednesday, possible for 70 west. Mostly sunny, most clouds got a chance to showers 4%. By Wednesday, have an 86 to about 65 degrees. Thursday, check your shot before 2 p.m. Parts of the podcast got about 78 about 67 degrees. Drop down on 57 by Thursday night. For Friday, Sunday, the most close got about 76 about 52 degrees. Saturday, Sunday, the most close got about 77 about 55 degrees. And for Sunday, Sunday's got about 81 degrees. Currently here, not near, it is clear blue skies, and it is 81 degrees with a humidity of 58%. And that is going to be it for the Peter channel. Evening news on August 28, 2016 on a Sunday evening. I'm pretty sure. Good evening, good positive to you. For late night, stand up news report right after the Red Sox Royals game. Good evening and go Red Sox!